What's up, everybody? Welcome in. It is Sunday, so you know what that means. We're going to talk about this week's Final Order Cutoff. So today is the cutoff for the lunar ordering as well as the Marvel ordering that is done through Diamond. If your shop is ordering through Penguin now, then the Marvel orders are due tomorrow. So we will hop in and get it kicked off with the lunar ordering first. But before I do that, shout out Something Wong with his, looks like a cupcake. Got here real early. And Wes, what's going on? Nice. Done with work. Watch FOC. Do the homework. Yeah. Awesome, guys. Usually feel like we start out a little slow at the beginning of the show and some more people hop in as we go. So shout you guys out as you pop in, and look at that. Sold twice. What's up? Hope you're doing well. And John Stout, same to you. All right, let's start here with DC. It's a decent sized week overall for everything with FOC, but the lunar stuff is pretty decent this week too. So we start out with Aquaman, The Becoming Number 2 here. Brandon Thomas writing, Diego, I'm not going to try to pronounce that one. David Talaski on the cover there. And there is a Kari Randolph cover B, cardstock variant as well. We also have Batman number 115, Fear State. This is third to last issue of James Tynion's Batman run here. It's wrapping up on 117, he said, with the end of Fear State. We've had backup stories that had Clown Hunter. 114 must wrap that up, and then Batgirls is going to be at the back of 115. I've been really loving so far what's going on with Fear State. What's up, Promiscuous Time Traveler in the house? How's it going? I really like this cover B from Jorge Molina with Poison Ivy and the Gardener on the cover. Pretty awesome art there. And then to continue their series of these like retro video game covers, I think that's what they're going with these. We have a 1 in 25 from Arist Dane with Miracle Molly there, maybe some of the Unsanity Collective. I'm not sure what that's homaging, but it looks like it's supposed to be an homage. Oh God, I think they announced it, but I do not remember who it was. It wasn't who I was hoping it was going to be, but they did announce it at some point. There's also a one-shot tie-in here. Batman Secret Files Peacekeeper number 1, written with co-writers here. It looks like James Tynion and Ed Brisson, Joshua Nixon on the art. Which it doesn't say Brisson's name on the title or on the page here, so I'm not sure if that's just a typo or if that is actually what's going on there. There is, of course, a cover B cardstock variant for this. This one by Tyler Kirkham. And there's a 1 in 25, just a version of the cover A here. That is Rafael Sarmento. It's a cardstock cover, though. Next up, we've got Batman versus Bigby number 2, which I believe number 1 might be coming out this week. So we've got Bill Willingham writing, Brian Level and Jay Leasting on the art, and Yannick Paquette doing the cover A. This is pretty well timed for Halloween, and we've got kind of a Halloween-like story here, Wolf in Gotham. There's a cover B cardstock variant, of course, here by Brian Level and Jay Leiston. Pretty cool covers on that. So we also have from Scout Comics, we have By the Horns issue number 7, Marquise Nasso and Jason Murr. It's awesome that this became ongoing because I love this story. lots of fun, and lots of crazy things that they've been doing in it. We talked about this in our top 5 reads video that we dropped the other day, but like Caroline said there, the pacing slowed down a little bit, but there's still something crazy going on in each issue, something big that seems to happen, keeping you reading into the next issue, and I'm here for it. Another tie-in to Fear State, we've got Catwoman number 36 here. Ram V writing, Nina Vakueva on the art, and Yannick Paquette doing this cover as well, where we see Catwoman and Harley fighting, I don't know who that is, over Ivy's body, it looks like. So that's an interesting thing going on there. But if you're trying to read the whole Fear State, definitely want to pick this up and read the tie-ins to it. Not as crazy as Marvel tie-ins, I feel like, but there's still quite a few books each month that ties into the Fear State story, including Nightwing's into it, Catwoman right there. But crazy cover here is the Jenny Frison Harley cover, where Harley is looking crazy with her hammer there. Another Scout Comics book from the Black Caravan imprint, Cherry Blackbird, issue number 4 of 5 from Joseph Schmalke. Issue 3 is not out yet. Issue 2 just came out. So with this one coming out at the end of October, we should probably see issue 3 here in the next week or two. Yeah, the DC tie-ins do seem to have a little bit more to them. I read the Miracle Molly, what was it, the Batman Secret Files or something, whatever they're calling it, and that one I liked, just because it gave us more about who she is and how she became who she is now, which was super interesting to see all that. And yeah, it definitely felt like it mattered to explaining the character and seeing how she's going to react to everything going on with Fear State. We've got a new one here that I think James Tynion starts out writing this series, and then it gets taken over fully by Matthew Rosenberg at some point, or maybe it's still a co-written thing. But DC versus Vampires, and I believe this is going to have a tie-in into Fear State at some point. It might not be this issue, but maybe it's the next issue. But it'd be interesting to see how vampires tie into Fear State, if that is the case. But yeah, James Tynion, I think, is more directing the way this story is going to go, and Matthew Rosenberg is going to write it as James kind of takes out his work with DC. Yeah, issue 2 of Cherry Blackbird was excellent. Issue 1 started out really out there, and then it kind of reined in the craziness and really had a more impactful story. And then issue 2 was more along the lines of how that ended. But yeah, this looks interesting. I might have to check it out, at least pick up issue 1 and see. But it seems like a pretty interesting story. Look at this crazy Francesco Mattina cover here. Cardstock, of course. And there is a team variant. It's a Edgecure. It's glow in the dark. So shops have to order 250 minimum to get this. You get Harley and Wonder Woman turned into vampires. We also have a 1 in 25 Jorge Molina glow in the dark cardstock variant with Green Lantern on the cover. They're into glow in the dark recently. And then there's a 1 in 100 Daniel Warren Johnson cardstock variant with Batman going to drive a stake through a giant bat vampire creature. I mean, if your shop is getting the team variant, they'll at least get 2 of these. So that seems about right. Moving on, we've got another book from Black Caravan here. We've got Epic Tavern Tales from the Fantastical Crimes Unit, written by Sean French, art by Steve Mardo. Episode 1, Angel is a centaur-full, hard-boiled detective. Victor Marshall finds himself partnered with idealistic young necromancer Amelia Mortalis and her crew of undead animal pals to investigate the disappearance of a young centaur in this official adaptation of the video game Epic Tavern. I'm not familiar with the video game Epic Tavern, but those that are, this might be one to go and pick up. I haven't seen Scout do a lot of video game tie-ins or anything like that, so that's pretty unique for them. We've got the Flash 775 also here with a Jorge Corona cardstock variant right there. And Harley Quinn, the animated series Eat Bang Kill Tour, is going for a second printing with this mostly white cover. It's a pretty cool cover by, looks like Max Sarin is doing that cover art. What's up, Danny? How's it going? Was this, which one were you talking about? Looks awesome. This one? Batman going to do that, or the Black Caravan book? We also have another Scout book on Final Order Cutoff here. Headless Season 2. Alexander Banchita writing and Robert Ahmad on the art, with a cover here by Mike Dubish. It does have like almost like a Andrea Muddy style with the cover. It feels like Epic Tavern. Yeah, it definitely seems pretty cool. Headless has a 10 copy incentive variant. Of course, that doesn't mean a 1 in 10, but it does. It means Strap has to order 10 copies, and then it's open order after that. It looks like then after that, we've got Justice League number 69. Brian Michael Bendis on the main story. Ram V on the Justice League Dark story. Sia and Summit Kumar on art, and Jorge Fornes doing this cover here. In Justice League Dark, Zatanna is locked in a battle with the greatest sorcerer of all time, Merlin. There's a cover B here by Becky Cloonan. A 1 in 25 by Jorge Fornes. It's a pretty cool cover. And then another Nightwing tie-in to Fear State here from Tom Taylor, Robbie Rodriguez on this run that eventually I will read. It's just waiting for the trade paperback for the first little bit of Tom Taylor's run. I've been saying I will do it, so it's going to happen eventually, but the trade's not out yet from what I understand. Jamal Campbell doing a cardstock variant here. And we have a 1 in 25 Bruno Redondo sketch card stock cover variant. And this kind of reminds me of the ones that we had a little while back. I don't remember who was the artist on them, but all those 1 in 25s that had the design variant look. And then Scout's got another one here, North Bend Season 2, issue number 1. So all these Season 2s would be there was a Season 1 already with a first story arc. So this is the second and final story arc of this one. Ryan Ellsworth and Pablo DeBonis on this, with a 10-copy incentive variant by Dean Kotz. We also have another one. I believe this is from the Black Caravan imprint, Provenance of Secrets number 1. Kayarn Tagin writing and Christian Debari on the art. Set in LA, a brutal murder throws up some increasingly strange leads and pushes the detective down a path to something that is far from his usual work, taking the world that Robert Chambers, the King in Yellow, existed within, will only make this noir even darker and haunting. With a story written by brought to life with Providence of Secrets is a recipe for horror noir that you will want to keep reading, knowing it will only get more terrifying. And there we go. We've got the 10 copy incentive. Now you see Black Caravan written there on the cover. It's interesting. It seems like they're really expanding. Yes, you do. That's yeah, there we I was wondering what happened to you. You kind of seemed like you disappeared for a little while. But yeah, this seems like Scout Black Caravan seem to be expanding some of what they're putting out and the style that they're putting out, and that's pretty cool that they're trying new things with some of these stories. We've got also here Refrigerator Full of Heads, the follow-up to Basket Full of Heads. This one from Rio Yores writing and Tom Fowler on the art. This is, of course, within Joe Hill's universe of stuff here, putting out by DC Black Label. There's a cover B cardstock variant here with a shark that is about to eat her. And then we have Scooby-Doo, Where Are You, number 112. Shazam number 404 from Tim Sheridan and Clayton Henry. That'll wrap that up. It says from the pages of Teen Titans Academy as well, so it is following kind of what's been going on with him while he's there outside of that as well. And there is a Juniba cardstock variant for that one. Over to the next page, we got a trade paperback for Suicide Squad, Volume 1. And we have Suicide Squad King Shark number 2 from Tim Seeley, Scott Collins, and Trevor Hairsine doing this cover of King Shark, just beating the crap out of whatever that is. What's going on? Missing Link in the house. Welcome in. Scooby-Doo. Yeah, that's the book right there, Wes. Don't sleep on, especially this issue, 112. Oof. That's the big one. It's dumpster truck full of heads. I know. I'm like, what else are we going to do after we've got Basket, we've got Refrigerator, we went bigger. So walk-in freezer full of heads, maybe. Then they're going to go to dumpster truck full of heads. I don't know. There's a Jorge Molina cardstock variant for Suicide Squad King Shark with some cool graffiti art on that one. We have an omnibus for Superman Batman. We have Superman versus Lobo number 2 of 3, covered by Mirka Andolfo, with Tim Seeley and Sarah Beatty writing this story. That's an interesting team. That is, I believe, the team that's doing Money Shot from Vault. Different artist, but Mirka is also doing the interior arts on this one. She's doing a lot of art on different things and writing her own projects, so she is keeping herself busy. We have a Fico Ocio variant here as well for them fighting. Pretty cool cover. Landful full of heads. Airbnb full of heads. Oh my god. Yeah. I'm not super big fan of the naming system there. Task Force Z. Actually, this might be the one that has the tie-in. Might be wrong, but this looks pretty cool too. Matthew Rosenberg. So Matthew Rosenberg's co-writing the versus vampires story that we talked about earlier, but also Task Force Z is by Matthew Rosenberg. In life, they've terrorized the people of Gotham. Now they are Gotham's last hope. Task Force X saw villains working their way to freedom. Task Force Z will see dead villains working for a new chance at life. On a day, the attack on Arkham Asylum left hundreds of Gotham's most cunning and deranged criminals dead. Now a mysterious benefactor has activated the government task force clause to bring them back as the ultimate army of the night. To lead this team of the undead, only a person who knows exactly what it feels like to be brutally murdered and brought back to life can handle the job. Enter Red Hood. But when Jason Todd unravels the mystery surrounding Task Force Z's creation, will he try to destroy it or embrace it? Bane, Man-Bat, Arkham Knight, Sundowner, Mr. Bloom, Red Hood. That is our team here for Task Force Z. That's a pretty cool cool cast there. Tyler Kirkham doing the cardstock variant on this one. And we have a Rodolfo Migliari team variant, 250 copy minimum order here. And a 1 in 25 Dan Mora cardstock variant. It's pretty sick looking cover there. A 1 in 50 Kyle Hotz cardstock variant right there. And then a 1 in 100 monochrome foil cardstock variant. And that takes us to our last book here, Wonder Woman Black and Gold, issue number 5 of 6. Julian Totino Tedesco doing the main cover here. Simone Bianchi doing a cardstock cover B. Actually, it doesn't say cardstock, but probably is. I don't think any of their non-cover A's aren't cardstock. And then Rose Besh doing an absolutely amazing 1 in 25 variant here for Wonder Woman Black and Gold number 5 of 6. Of course, like the other color-oriented stories, this has various writers and artists telling multiple stories inside. There we go. So that is it for Lunar. Like I said, these are due today. This week, nothing due in between, but next week there's going to be a random in between date for FOC. So we'll talk about that next week. But let's go over to Marvel, because Marvel is due today if you are ordering if your shop is ordering through Diamond. So we will talk about that first, and then we'll move to everything that's going to be due tomorrow for the previews catalog for Diamond. But if your shop is ordering through the new system through Penguin for Marvel, then their orders for Marvel are due tomorrow. Yeah, that Wonder Woman looked fantastic. And welcome in, Chillmonger. So let's start looking at this here. We have Doctor Strange number 2 of 5. I really enjoyed issue number 1 of this. Jed McKay writing and Lee Garbett on the art. Great Kare Andrews cover here. The twist at the end of issue number 1 was great. And we've got a new character coming in on issue number 2 here, the Three Mothers. We have a couple other covers here. We have this one, Marvel Masterpieces, Joe Jusko cover. Looking at classic Doctor Strange here. We have a Todd Knock headshot variant. I thought we were done with those headshots. We're not. We have a RB Silva Stormbreakers variant, which that is sick looking. That's crazy. I might have to get that one. Looks like we probably have some ratios hidden in here as well. Dan Panosian doing a cover here with Baron Mordo on the cover. And then we have... Thought we had one more in there. 77, 78, 79. No, maybe not. 80, 81. All right, so just the Dan Panosian, probably 1 in 25. Yeah, Yeah, McKay's writing is great. He's been writing Black Cat. He's been writing Magic. Now he's got this. He's doing something else, I think, in there. I don't remember exactly, but he's been doing a great job. That'll take us to Fantastic Four number 37 from Dan Slott, Nico Leon. There are monsters on Yancey Street. So Fallout from the 60th anniversary story is going to be going on into this one. We've got a Jusko Marvel Masterpieces, The Thing, essentially a headshot variant here. That is how you do a headshot variant right there. Joe Jusko has some incredible artwork. There is, looks like probably a 1 in 25 in here from Felipe Masafera with the Human Torch all lit up. We have another Marvel Voices story here. This one, Marvel Voices Community. Come join the festivities as Marvel celebrates the mighty Latinx heroes and creators from all corners of the Marvel Universe. We've got Spider-Man, Miles Morales, White Tiger, Ghost Rider, America Chavez, Reptile. We've got Sam Alexander's Nova, it looks like. And I'm blanking on... I want to say it's Sunspot, but I don't remember what his actual name is. What's going on? Neighbor to the north in the house. Welcome in. Hope your Sunday's going great. Daniel Jose Older is one of the writers on this, and Anid Balam's one of the artists. But of course, we have multiple throughout all the different stories. Joe Quesada doing the cover art on this one. We have a Bustos, Natasha Bustos cover here, one of the variants. I'm not familiar with who that is there. Looks like Inferno there next to Ghost Rider. We've got some more art here. Mateus Manhani doing a America Chavez cover here. We have a Humberto Ramos cover. Again, not 100% familiar who that is on the cover. We have Maria Wolf doing a cover here with White Tiger. That is super good. We have another cover here, Nebet Zitro, with a full cast of characters there. What are you guys saying in the chat? Just talking to each other. Roberto da Costa. Thank you. Completely blanked on his name. Let's see. So we have one cover hidden in here. It looks like George Perez remastered variant with White Tiger on the cover. It looks like maybe the original White Tiger. That is 101. We have 2 and 3, 4, 5. Let's see if we got another one in here. And this one's got a whole different set of numbers. I'm not seeing it. So there might be another variant in there somewhere, but it's sometimes hard to find these through the catalog. That'll take us over to Moon Knight number 4 here with that's what else Jed McKay's writing. There we go. Jed McKay writing, Alessandro Capuccio on the art, and Steve McNiven doing this cover here. That is a killer cover. Love it. And I've been hearing such good things about the story for Moon Knight. We have a Stormbreakers Joshua Cassara cover where it looks like Moon Venom, not Moon Knight. Let's see. There is another cover in here for Moon Knight. Probably a 1 in 25. Gabriel Delato doing that cover. Sick Delato cover, as always. We have a new mini-series here called Phoenix Song Echo Number 1. So coming right out of the Avengers story where Echo became Phoenix. There we go. We've got a cover from Corey Smith on the first issue. Yeah, question of why was she chosen still remains apparently. So got a really crazy cover here from Carmen Nunez Carnero. Just amazing cover. Todd Knock doing a headshot variant here. And we got some more covers. Yeah, McNiven's covers are, yeah, the covers for Moon Knight are excellent. We have a Oscar Vega cover right there. And I'm guessing Laniel Francis Yu. Yeah. Awesome covers across the board for this story. There's got to be some, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, doesn't look like there's ratios that appear easily. Nah. What's going on, Rod? Just a Rican in his comics in the house. He's got a shout-out show coming up at, let's see if I do the math right on this. It's, I started at, I think, 4 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Eastern. We've got Shang-Chi number 3 getting a second printing here. He's fighting off against Wolverine. They also have a second printing for number 4, where he's fighting the Fantastic Four. And Spider-Woman still going strong at issue number 16 with a story by Carla Pacheco and art by Pere Perez. Jung Gwen-yoon continuing on the cover art for this. I stopped this around issue 8 or 9, I think, but this is the conclusion to this story arc. So if you're looking to hop on Spider-Woman, maybe wait till issue number 17 and you'll have a new story arc. There's a Rob Liefeld variant here, which honestly, that's actually, of the Rob Liefeld variants, it's not a bad one. Station, Travis in the house, TM Nerdy. What's going on? We've got Darth Vader number 17. Again, they're continuing with these handbook variants where it looks like you got a spot to draw somebody in. There's a Carbonite black and white variant of the cover A, which is a nice red with Vader's saber there. I think this might be the last piece of War of the Bounty Hunters for the Darth Vader stories. And then there's a Lucasfilm's 50th anniversary one here. Pretty cool cover for that one from Chris Sprouse. Looks like, but yeah, Vader finally takes care of all his business in his blockbuster conclusion to the War of the Bounty Hunter story arc. So yeah, that is correct. What else we got going on? We've got Star Wars High Republic on to issue number 10 already. Kevin Scott, Ario Anandito with Phil Noto on the covers. Out of Balance, Out of Time. Keeve Trennis and Bond twin Tarek have defected to the villainous Nihil. With Alvar Chris and her former master closing in, Keeve must make a terrible choice. Can she take an innocent life to secure her place within the Tempest? Turning point is reached in the lives of the Jedi of Starlight Beacon. Shadow of the Nihil has never loomed larger. I have not read this in a while, and so that's a learning plot twist here. Awesome cover B by Georges Janty. Probably just said that like completely wrong. Casper Wingard doing it looks like that should be the ratio variant for number 10, the 1 in 25. We also have Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters IG-88 number 1. So one shot following IG-88. That's a tie-in to the War of the Bounty Hunters. We have a black and white Carbonite variant. We have a blue background handbook variant as well. And Wingard doing a variant for this one as well. Let's see, is there... looks like potentially there is a ratio on this one. Ray Anthony Height. There we go. Sword is on to issue number 9. Al Ewing doing the writing on this one. Of course, doing some pretty good job with cosmic style writing, so makes sense to have Al Ewing on here. I have not been reading much of the X-Men stories, of course, because there's so many of them, but I hear good things from those that are reading them, and Sword being no exception to that. We have a David Go variant on this, and a Marvel Masterpieces Joe Jusko Storm variant on this, which is killer. These Joe Juskos are excellent. I'm glad that they're bringing them back as variants on here. Thor, issue number 18 from Donny Cates and Pascal Ferry. Olivia Copiol doing the cover A here. Meet Asgard's new master of spies, Throg. So bringing Throg into the story more. I think that was always Donny Cates' plan, was to get Throg involved in some way. We have a Joe Jusko here as well. I believe we have a 1 in 25 on this one. There have been 1 in 25s before. Yep, Nick Klein doing a 1 in 25 with a giant Throg there with that crazy cover with the Rainbow Road. Interesting. I like it. And getting close to the end of Marvel, which, like I said before, Marvel, if your shop is still ordering through Diamond, is due today for the orders. So make sure that your shop knows what you want as soon as possible. United States of Captain America is concluding here with issue 5 of 5. Christopher Cantwell, Dale Eaglesham with a cover A by Gerald Perel. This is probably the new Captain America from this issue. Jeremy Merrick. Hey, he's got my first name. So looks like more army-oriented Captain America here. And there have been ratios, I thought, on most of these, but maybe not on this one. Here we go. Laniel Francis Yu with then it looks like the whole squad of new Captain Americas that have been introduced in each issue. There's all 5 of them. So that might be worth looking for if you are into the story that's been going on with that. We'll keep moving on from Marvel, or from that into the rest of Marvel, wrapping up with some X-Men books. Wolverine issue number 17. Crazy cover here by Adam Kubert. Wolverine and I think Maverick, right? Yeah. Maverick returns to team up with Wolverine. Gleason Stormbreakers variant with this sick cover here. Crazy cover with Wolverine killing somebody on the cover. And we have, of course, a Joe Jusko Marvel Masterpieces variant here with Wolverine versus Sabretooth. Wow. Blanked on his name there for a second. There is a ratio variant on this one, it looks like, too. Tony Daniel. Yeah, Tony S. Daniel. Killer cover there. And last but not least, the Trial of Magneto's onto issue number 3 of 5 here. Leah Williams writing, Lucas Wernick on the art, and Valerio Schiti doing the cover A. It's considered a failure if we never... I don't know, because I don't know if they really had intentions to necessarily use them again doing this. it's interesting when they do those kinds of things. I think some of that is like a experiment. You know, if there is one that people end up liking more, then they may end up trying to incorporate them into some sort of future story. But I have a feeling we probably aren't really going to see them more. Maybe in a Marvel Voices, maybe in some sort of crossover Captain America event later on. But yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily what the intention of the story is, you know. But that's just my thought on it. I don't know. Joe Jusko variant here, Killer Magneto cover. Peach Momoko doing a cover with magic right there. Killer looking magic on the cover. And lastly, we've got a Oscar Vega Scarlet Witch cover there. That's probably the best one out of all of those. That one right there. Let's see. We've probably got a ratio in here. Yep, 43. Brian Hitch doing a Magneto ratio variant. Yeah, that's and that I think all of this is the art that he did for those Marvel cards. I also I don't know where I have it or if I still have it, but I had they did a kind of a collection of Joe Jusko's art, Marvel Masterpieces art, and it has the art that was on those cards in this comic form, almost like, you know, if you wanted to rip them out, you couldn't. You could have posters, but it wasn't meant to be posters. It was just to appreciate the Joe Jusko art that was on those cards. All right, so Marvel is done, and that concludes everything that potentially is due today for Final Order Cutoff. So let's hop into everything that's going to be due tomorrow for Final Order Cutoff. First up, we have from Image Comics, A Man Among Ye from Stephanie Phillips, Josh George, and John Calise. We also have a cover B by Riddle there. And then Marvel Images seemingly going all in on re-kicking off Ant. All of these covers just kind of look the same, though. So this is Eric Larson writing and drawing it. Ant, who is she and how she came to be, takes on a whole new... Eric Larson takes on a whole new wall crawler. Ant's epic adventure kicks off with this all-new origin issue, and it's going to be a new ongoing from Eric Larson. We've got cover A, B, C, D are different poses, all Eric Larson, and then E, F, G, and H are all the same covers, but retro trade dresses on them. Not sure I'm super big into them doing that, but let's see. Doesn't look like there's any ratios on it though. So yeah, new ongoing Eric Larson series, Ant. It's previously was a series written by somebody else, and Eric Larson finished it off recently. I think it was in issue 12, and now is rebooting it with the new origin issue. This one coming out this week actually is issue number 2 of Echolands, but issue number 3 is here on FOC now. J.H. Williams, Hayden Blackman, with art by Dave Stewart and J.H. Williams. I absolutely loved issue 1 of this. Issue 2, like I said, this week, so we'll see if it keeps going strong. But issue 3 right there, there's a cover B by Michael Avon Omig and Taki Soma. Definitely Omig's style there. I will say I love that the quality of the cover and the pages is so good. I know some people aren't a fan of the landscape format, but I love that we've got something different going on. Absolutely cool concept. Issue 2 is getting a raw cut edition. They're doing that with every issue. where you're going to get just the black and white interior art on it. And there are 2 covers for the raw cut editions there. It's like we got Barbaric on the cover. And we've got a new series here from Image called Hellcop. Brian Haberlin's writing, doing art, and Gerard Van Dyke doing art as well. Welcome to Hell. When mankind first broke through the walls between dimensions, nothing could have prepared them for what they would find in known reality plane 1301-A. It was absolute hell, literally. A covert security force was quickly assembled to patrol the hell plane and ensure that none of the nastier denizens made their way earthside. They were dubbed the Pan-Dimensional Security Corps, the Hellcops. So a couple covers for that. Maybe giving us a look at some of the things that could be coming from the Hell Dimension. There's a blank variant for this as well. And then we might have well, would you look at that? We have a 1 in 10 variant that looks like Spawn. It has to be Spawn, is on the cover here. So I don't know if they plan on having Spawn in this story or what's going on. And there's a 1 in 50 raw variant of the Spawn. There's also, weirdly, so the series is starting, but we also have Hellcop #1 Halloween 3D special that's also coming out at the same time. So they seem to be going all in on this. It comes with 3D glasses. Okay, so it's literally just a 3D version of issue #1 that has an exclusive Halloween-themed cover and a lovingly rendered full-color 3D interior. Interesting idea there. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure though why Spawn is involved in that, unless Spawn. It's part of the Spawn world. Ice Cream Man is on to issue #26 with a story by W. Maxwell Prince, Martin Morazzo on the art with Chris O'Halloran. Of course, we know Ice Cream Man already. People who are reading it are going to keep reading it. I think 25 was a jumping on point if you wanted to hop on, but it's an anthology series. So while there may be connected plot points, it's still an anthology. And I think anybody can pick it up and still read it whenever. We also have Jupiter's Legacy #5 of 12. Specifically, Jupiter's Legacy Requiem. We've got the Netflix photo cover on there. Several different covers, though. King Spawn #1 is getting a second printing here. And King Spawn is on to issue #3. With Sean Lewis writing, Javier Fernandez doing the interior art, and Jonathan Galapion doing this cover A, which pretty cool cover. McFarlane cover B, no art yet, and a Fernandez cover C. This one I think is the one everyone's talking about, though. The Bjorn Behrens cover here, which looks like almost like we've got some Ice Cream Man tie-in a little bit. With then, of course, looks like Batman, Captain America, and Wonder Woman being the trick-or-treater characters here. So that's something to keep an eye on. That's probably going to be a hot cover, and because we've got that cross publisher kind of thing going on. We got DC Marvel on this cover. I think that's a cover to pick up if you are reading King Spawn or if you're just trying to buy a cool cover. Next up, Made in Korea is on to issue 5 of 6. That's right. 5 of 6. We're getting close to the end, and it has been fantastic and fantastically dark. Jeremy Holt, the writer, and George Shaw on the art. Again, the description being just kind of instructions on how to use your proxy, your child robot thing that comes from the story. Yes, if you're talking about the Hellcops cover, yes. Or I guess maybe the King Spawn one. Me Love in the Dark is doing so well. It's going back for a third printing. This one looks like this is some of the interior art that we had, and then mostly just black on the cover. Not sure how I feel about that, but it's story's worth it. If you haven't gotten to pick it up and you can't pick it up, go pick up and read this story because it is. It's got some elements of horror to it, but it's wholesome. It's like wholesome horror, which is not what I ever thought I would say. What's up, John's Comics with Kids in the house? Welcome in. We also have Sweet Paprika on to issue number 4 of 12 from Mirka Andolfo. Like I said, Mirka is doing so much right now, and it's so surprising that she's able to do it all. Issue number 3 of this had a great twist at the end. So I can see the direction for the character changing. We have a Retsu Tateo cover here. That's pretty good art. I like that. I like that art. Kale New also doing a cover for this. And we've got the cover D here from Gabrielle Benecoli. Again, you just have your pick of lots of different covers. It doesn't look like this time there's a Not Safe for Work Mirka cover. Could be wrong, but it's not displaying on here. So let's move on. Mother of Madness is going to have a hardcover. I think issue 3 should be out very soon, which would wrap up the story. It's going to be collected in a hardcover. And then for fans of Philadelphia, we've got something else taking place in that world. We have Nita Ha's Nightmare Blog, issue number 1 from Rodney Barnes, the writer of Philadelphia, I believe. And then we have fan favorite Spawn artist, Jason Sean Alexander. But yeah, if you are reading Philadelphia, this is probably a book that you want to pick up, tie in to the series, and sticking in that vein of horror comics. I know if Azarest Tiger is watching or will be watching on the rewind, I know he's going to be on this because he loves Philadelphia. So this is right up his alley there. Awesome covers across the board on this one. Even Francesco Mattina doing a cover here. I guess, yeah, that is a nightmare to behold there. We've got Patrick Reynolds cover. We have a blank variant as well here. And let me take a look, see where they might have, if they do, any ratios on this one. Does not look like it. Let me see. But there could be ratios in there that just aren't showing up. We've got Primordial number 1 going for a second printing. I thought the art for this was released. Let's see if maybe not. That's all right. But yeah, second printing. Primordial was excellent. So if you're not reading Primordial, pick it up, give it a shot. It's the team behind Gideon Falls, and we've got sci-fi mixed with, they say, Cold War thriller. I would say even mixed in with a little touch of conspiracy theory, maybe. Issue 2 also on FOC. We've got awesome cover here. Yeah, I love this series. It's only going to be 6 issues, so that kind of is sad, but it's a great story. Moving on, Second Chances on to issue number 3 here. Ricky Mamone and Max Bertolini. I have not been reading this one. I've heard so far pretty good things about issue 1, maybe mixed reviews on issue 2. Another one I'm not reading, Saint Mercy number 3 of 4 here. This one from John Zur Platten and Attilio Rojo. That Texas Blood on to issue number 11, part 5 of this story arc. Probably will wrap up on issue 12 for this story arc, but Chris Condon, Jacob Phillips on this one. I did finally pick up an issue 1 for that, so I'm going to check it out, and then I'm probably going to trade read if I do enjoy issue number 1. Let's see. We've got Time Before Time on to issue number 6. It says this is a standalone story for this issue, featuring art by series co-creator Declan Shalvey. So interiors are going to be done by Declan Shalvey instead of the usual artist. So this is a standalone series. So if you haven't been reading Time Before Time and wanted to kind of just read a single story from it, there you go. Issue number 6 here with a standalone to help maybe bring people in on the story. Another hot series from Image that I've been enjoying, and I say hot because it's been so good. Doug Wagner, Daniel Hillard, and Dave Stewart doing this excellent horror series here. We've got lots of blood-crazy psychopaths. Yeah, that is pretty accurate. And the last issue, we got to the point where issue 1 started and showed us this scene with Walter and I'm blanking on his name, but the FBI agent who Walter thinks is his best friend. We're at that scene, and we're about to get to the point where Walter needs to save the FBI agent. So I'm excited to see how they pull this off and then how this wraps up. And then last but not least, Walking Dead Deluxe is on to issue number 25 already. Just knocking them out. I feel like it's not even been going for a year that we've been seeing these deluxe versions, but we're at 25, so we must have been at least a year. We'll keep on going out of Image into Dark Horse Comics here. Couple things in here, single issue wise. We've got Critical Role Tales of Exandria number 1 of 4, from, of course, the Critical Role podcast / YouTube / Twitch D&D game that they've been doing, and so this is a tale from that world. We have Killer Queens on to issue number 3 of 4 from David Boer and Claudia Balboni. Love this story. Absolutely fun, light story. And we've got super gay assassins escaping captivity and now teaming up with some rebels to kind of save themselves with their jailbreak here. We do have a cover B by Chris Abels. Nice animated kind of look to it. And then last but not least for the covers here, we have David Talaski doing a cover here. I feel like this is an homage variant to some older, maybe even Golden Age books. Maybe somebody in the chat will know the answer to that, but that does look like just like the last issue, we had a Golden Age homage. I feel like that is because there was some those back in the day. There's the controversial tentacle covers. Masters of the Universe Revelation is on to its last issue here from Kevin Smith, Rob David, and Tim Sheridan, with art by Mindy Lee and a cover by Dave Wilkins. It looks like we have an Arthur Adams cover B variant, which I'm digging that. That is, I love Arthur Adams art, so that pops. Orville Artifacts issue number 1 of 2 from David Goodman and David Cabeza, tying into the Orville TV show there. And Savage Hearts is on to issue number 4 of 5 from Aubrey Sitterson and Jed Doherty. Last but not least, we have another Colin Bunn story here. Tales from Harrow County. Colin Bunn and Emily Schnall doing this one. And this is issue 4 of 4. So that wraps up this mini-series of the Tales from Harrow County. Of course, we had Harrow County previously. So I have not been reading it because I did not get Harrow County in the past. But I love Colin Bunn's writing. And so I need to probably read that at some point here in the future. What's going on? J-Rails 247, welcome. Yeah, definitely working and multitasking is always the way to go if you want to get everything done that you want to with comics and with work and life. It's fun to just kind of put YouTube on in the background and get work done, or just kind of multitask throughout everything. From IDW, we've got Bermuda wrapping up here with issue 4 of 4. Epic conclusion. Can Bermuda and her friends survive? Can the world even survive? The door between the dimensions finally opened thanks to the science of our world and the sorcery of Bermuda's. Now both worlds are threatened, and the only hope for either is the brave 16-year-old island adventurer known as Bermuda. I have not been reading this, but I've been hearing such good things. And this is one that I want to pick up in trade when it comes out. John Layman writing with Nick Bradshaw on the art and this awesome cover here. We've got Dungeons and Dragons Mindbreaker issue number 1 of 5. Jim Zub, Eduardo Mello, and Max Davenport doing this cover here. Prelude to the much anticipated video game Baldur's Gate 3 right here. So the whole Dungeons and Dragons world is being so well built with comics, with games, with the source material that they use for editions. But we've got more content here. And here's another. This is a newer channel here to go check out, JRails 247. If you guys aren't subscribed, go check it out. So My Little Pony was ending, and now we have My Little Pony Generations number 1. Brand new adventure here, encompassing generations both old and new, when G1 and friendship is magic collide. Here we've got Agnes Garbowska doing this cover B, and as always, it's IDW. So we've got a 10 copy incentive ratio variant by Samantha Witten, and nothing there. We'll keep moving. We've got Star Wars Adventures Ghosts of Vader's Castle number 5 of 5 wrapping up. We've got 2 covers. One A is Francisco Francavilla, and the B is Derek Charm. There is a 1 in 10 as always, and it's going to be a black and white of the cover A there. But this story by Kevin Scott, who's got a hand in a lot of the Star Wars High Republic stuff. And Promiscuous's channel is exactly as his name is here, Promiscuous Time Traveler. To answer that, since he did not. Star Wars Adventures 2021 number 11. Frank Avia doing the cover A on this one. Like I said, Kevin Scott also in the Star Wars adventure stories here. All over the place with that. There is a cover B from Nick Brokenshire right there. And I don't remember what the cover. Okay, cover C 1 in 10 is a black and white of cover A. And we've got a mini series of Usagi Yojimbo, the Dragon Bellow Conspiracies, on to 5 of 6 here from Stan Sakai. And we have a trade paperback here, Volume 2, Wanderer's Road for Usagi Yojimbo Origins. So we've done DC and Marvel. We'll briefly talk about Dynamite because there's not a lot. Usually it's just a bunch of covers. But Betty Page on to issue number 5 with a bunch of covers. Purgatory, issue number 1 from Ray Fox, Alvaro Saresca, and Antonio Fuso. It's the debut issue from the team that brought you the Seismic Vampirello versus Purgatory series. And, of course, lots of covers there. And we've got Red Sonja, black, white, and red. So kind of following the Marvel tradition of what we've been seeing recently with Carnage and Deadpool and Wolverine. They're doing that type of story here with Red Sonja. Lots of covers on that one. So that will wrap up Dynamite, and we'll move into Boom. We've got Dune, House of Atreides, issue number 11 of 12. Almost wrapping up this new Dune story that's going on here. There's a cover B from Christina Kalita here as well. And in the Boom fashion, there's always multiple ratios, probably. A version of cover A and a version of cover B. Probably that's it. Yeah. There's a hardcover for volume 2 also on pre-order here, which would collect Atreides 5 through 8. So they're doing 3 hardcover volumes, it looks like, to collect the whole story. Cool Mike Del Mundo cover on that hardcover. Eat the Rich number 3. What's up? Sheena's in the house. How are you doing, Sheena? Happy Sunday. We've got cover A here by Kevin Tong. This story, honestly, issue 1, I wasn't super pulled in until the very end. And then now issue 2, the explanation for what's going on in Eat the Rich's world. I'm all in to be here for the full series. It's gonna get crazy, I got a feeling. Cover B here by Becca Carey. Crazy as always on these cover Bs. I've been digging the different art style on them. 1 in 10 ratio, which is a version of cover A. A 1 in 25 done by Danny. Danny recently did the interiors for the Miracle Molly book for DC. So that's it, up to the 1 in 25 there. I don't know if they're doing a 1 per store on that one or not. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, issue 1, I was like, And then it ended, I was like, yeah, that ending was awesome. But issue 2 and the explanation for why the staff work for these people is just, it hits, you feel that a little bit. we've got Just Beyond Monstrosity, original graphic novel here from R.L. Stine. And then we've got Ma, issue number 2, with a cover by Ariella Cristantina. Jude Ellison S. Doyle writing with A.L. Kaplan on the art. I gotta say, issue 1 didn't feel like it delivered on the premise of the story, but the story itself was not bad. I thought that was still pretty good. Cover B here from EM Gist. I'm assuming this is an homage to something, some sort of horror movie homage, but I do not know what movie this would be. Anybody in the chat knows, let me know, drop a comment. But that is an awesome cover. We have a 1 in 10 from Riko Murakami, kind of getting into more monsters and stuff. And I feel like the story is going to head that way. That's the premise that they were talking about. But issue 1 didn't seem to do that at all. 1 in 25 is a version of cover A. And that'll wrap that up. Origins getting a trade paperback, which is interesting because Origins was originally planned to be a graphic novel. And then they decided to pull it out and do individual issues. So if you haven't read Origins, I think this may be well worth a read in trade paperback form. Reading it monthly, I did feel like I lost something with this story. And so trade paperback version is probably going to be good. Yeah, I can see that. It does look a little bit Lovecraftian. And so last but not least, we've got 2 different versions of Something is Killing the Children Deluxe Edition hardcover. We've got one here, $49.99 price, with this cover here. And this is collecting issues 1 through 15 in a single deluxe edition hardcover for the first time. And so you might wonder, why is there one that is $20 more? And it looks like this is the cover art. So this is actually the slipcase cover. And so what we're seeing here is that it's $20 more to get this exclusive, only available on first printing slipcase. And so it'll still have that other cover on it, but we'll have the slipcase that has the mask, the iconic mask on this one. So this is the only time that this can be ordered. So if you are wanting the hardcover, this is it to get this. This will get reprints in hardcover editions, but you won't be able to get the slipcase later on. So that's the difference there. Oh. All right. Well, you'll see this in about 15 minutes, but I'm glad you're watching to catch up. That would explain yeah, that would explain the delay there. But yeah, definitely if you are wanting the hardcover edition, do that now and not the so there are store variants of this. You are going to find probably more than just one more. So there are store variants that places are doing. I know there's one with the Jenny Frizen cover. That's a possibility. I think when stores were wanting to do exclusive versions of this, they were told it had to be one of certain covers. So I think the Jenny Frizen cover B from issue number 1 is on there. The 6th printing variant, I think, was an option. There's a couple that were options that a store could choose as their exclusive cover for the hardcover. I don't imagine many stores ended up doing it because the buy-in price has to be pretty high. So for me, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do this. or I'm not going to care because I can get the trades for cheaper or get this hardcover. I do want a hardcover because I think that's a cool way to display the book. I have the Wind hardcover too, so I might do that. I might end up doing it. I'll tell my shop today if I decide that. But going into all the other publishers down here, first up of things, we've got Barbaric issue number 1 going for a 4th printing, which honestly it's worth it. It should get lots of printings. This might be the last. I don't know. We might get one more. Michael Morecki wrote this awesome story. We've got 3 issues. It's going to continue in 2022, but the first story arc wrapped up nicely in 3 issues. Tim Daniel doing the art on the inside and art on the cover with Nathan Gooden, who was doing the interior arts. This just such a good story. Well deserving of 4th print on that. We have from Rebellion /2000 AD, we have Best of 2000 AD issue 3 and 4 on a cutoff here. From Aftershock, we have Beyond the Breach issue number 4 from Ed Brisson and Damian Cuchero. Just has been such a great story. I think we have one more issue after this, at least for the if they decide to do more volumes, that's another story, but at least in this story arc we have one more issue after 4, I think. And another issue 4 from Aftershock is Clans of Bellari, where Peter and Rob Blackie have been building such a awesome sci-fi world with Daniel Main, and this crazy cover here by Andy Clark. I'm really enjoying this world that they're building with Clans of Bellari, and each issue has 24 pages of story and art with a cardstock cover. So it does have a $5 price tag, but for that, I'm thinking it's worth it. Reading number 2 today, loving. Yeah, I think Beyond the Breach almost lost me at issue 1, and then issue 2, I was like, yes, absolutely. And then issue 3, I was like, oh, what on earth? I'm in. But yeah, 1 wasn't the strongest issue in the series, and that's okay because it just gets better. This one, though, for me, I think issue 3 was my favorite issue of Clans of Bellari. Then issue 1, then issue 2. So they almost lost me on issue 2 in that story. Also from Aftershock, we have Dark Red Year 1 hardcover. Tim Seeley, Corin Howell, and Aaron Campbell. I have not read this, but I have, I think, issue 1 and 2. And this collects issues 1 through 10. I probably should find out if I'm a fan of that and see about getting a collected version. Another story that's coming from Vault that I've been enjoying is Dead Box, and we have a 2nd printing here. Mark Russell writing this, Tim Daniel on the cover here, and Ben Tiesma doing interior arts, and world design on the letters, and I want to say it's Igor Popov doing the colors on this story. Just fantastic start to this story. Not what I thought it was going to be, but ended up being up there in my reads that week that I read it. Barbaric is one of my favorite fun reads of the year. It's not a Layla Star or Nice House, but it's so much fun. Agreed. That's what I love about Barbaric is it's fun. It gets a little dark sometimes, but it's mostly just fun. The humor is great. The axe is amazing. And that's why I love Barbaric. So let's keep looking here. We've got Black Mask Studios Entertainment with Destiny New York's trade paperback for Volume 1. Collects issues 1 through 5. And what's unique about this right here is a limited edition release featuring Manuel Pretano's iconic cover originally designed for the Kickstarter campaign. So I am getting actually the one from the Kickstarter when the Smokeweed See the Future Kickstarter gets sent out. I should have volume 1 through 4 of Destiny New York at that point in print. So I'm not going to pick it up, but if you haven't been looking at the Kickstarter versions, I would highly recommend picking this up and reading it. It is such an immersive magic world that we've got going on based on destinies. It involves this boarding school for children with magical prophecies. It's kind of got a little bit of a Harry Potter vibe in certain sense, and Pat Shan makes a character that's kind of along the lines of that in the book. But yeah, limited edition release featuring that on the cover. Hey, Joe, what's going on? Yeah, Barbaric. I mean, Barbaric has to be a Space Bastards book. Just, no space. Just got the Barbarian Bastard. Keep looking here. We've got AWA Upshot Fight Girls number 4 from Frank Cho. It's the penultimate issue of this one here on Final Order Cutoff. We also have, looks like Gun Honey number 1 getting a second printing from Titan Comics. Debut graphic novel from award-winning writer and co-founder of Hardcase Crime Publishing, Charles Ardai. Issue number 2 of Gun Honey also on Cutoff with Kendrick Lim cover A. I don't really know much about the story. I think some people have been buying this book for the covers. We've got a 1 in 10 virgin cover. We've got an FOC virgin cover here, photo cover, lots of different covers. So you got your pick. We also have from Vault Comics from their new young adult line. I don't see the name of the young adult line on here. I'm blanking on what it is. Hello, My Name is Poop is the graphic novel they've got here. So this is definitely targeted for a younger audience. Ben Katzner writing and Ian McGinty doing the art. Amigo Comics with a one-shot here from Hanu Kesola, Mauro Bueno, and Alex Sarabia. Ice Cold Kills. Heidi's bad luck with men is getting from bad to worse. She's about to meet her picture-perfect online boyfriend, Andreas, whose secret criminal past is about to catch up with him. In this Nordic noir one-shot, emotions run hot and killings are ice cold. So that is a one-shot from Amigo Comics. Let's see, Humanoids has something here, a hardcover called it's the Jodorowsky Library. Looks like first in a library of deluxe matching volumes collecting iconic works of the legendary Alejandro Jodorowsky. So it's got different stories that person has done. We have Last Book You'll Ever Read, number 1 from Vault, getting a third printing with kind of that distressed look like we had on Nice House on the Lake on those reprints. And then we've got from Ablaze, Maria Lovett's Porcelain number 3 here. Cover B by Sue Lee. And we've got Yishan Lee cover and Sabine Rich doing an homage variant. As always, she seems to do those with Maria Lovett's books. She did it for Eros Psyche, and now she's doing it with Porcelain. She's got some sort of homage variant that is done. And last week, we were talking with Nathan from Behemoth Comics because it was Behemoth's first week on Final Order Cutoff. And this week is the first one for the Happy Tank imprint. And their big book, MFKZ, is on to issue number 5. This issue is completely separate from the rest of the stories, is what they're saying. It's a special event story. It can be read separately from the rest. Big Trouble in Little Tokyo special event. Our pals Angelino and Vince get themselves into some serious trouble, and this time it's with the Yakuza. Our heroes begin a giant battle done in a unique homage style of 1980s Japanese cinema and comics. Action plus katana equals Tarantino-styled blood spray. So if you were curious about, is there going to be stuff that's not from the MFKZ movie, this is something that's not from the movie right here. And there is 2 covers for this. Cover B by Tragnark. But it is cool to see. It is cool to see some of these publishers that I love to read finally making it their way onto FOC. Diamond finally recognizing they're worth putting on here for FOC, because some shops do just order off of the Final Order Cutoff, and that's unfortunate because they miss a lot of good books that way. Last book reminded me of John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness. I have heard multiple people say that, and I've not seen Mouth of Madness. So for me, it's like a whole new story. But I've heard lots of people say Mouth of Madness is what they think of, and maybe think it was inspired by. So I hope that it doesn't continue to be like a copy of that or anything. Another AWA Upshot book here, Not All Robots, issue number 3. Mark Russell writing, Mike Diodato on the art, and Raza on the cover art here. I've been really loving the humor in this story and the concepts of what's going on with the robots, and it's almost like they're like towing the line of robots taking over humanity, or humanity has let robots take over, I feel like, essentially, but there's been some events going on that questions whether that's a smart idea. And we were just talking about Behemoth with the Happy Tank imprint with MFKZ. Well, now we've got Pop Star Assassin number 1 of 6. Ed Laval, Matt Cashel writing with Marcelo Basile doing the art and cover art. This just looks like it's going to be a hell of a fun book to read. Issue 1 of 6 here. The year is 1977. The king is dead. The world mourns. But when a mysterious briefcase turns up in his dressing room, Bruce, a coke-addled Elvis impersonator, finds himself wedged between a mob boss out for revenge and a government conspiracy with far-reaching, world-ending ramifications. In an attempt to discover the true identity of his father's killer. It's sex, drugs, rock, and robots, 70s style in this all-out action adventure. The year is 1977. The king is dead. Long live the king. And who the fuck is Molly? Oh, love it. I am 100% in on this one. We have a movie poster from Marcelo Basile. We have a cover C by Baldemar Rivas. We have a cover D here by Robert Samlin. A cover E. They went a little all in on the covers on this one. Cover E by Nicholas Giancondino, and a cover F by Mac Shader. But yeah, awesome covers all around. So you got your pick, 6 different covers. I don't believe there's a ratio on this one. I could be wrong. No ratio. So just pick of main covers there. Let's keep rolling through here. We're almost to the end. We've got White, issue number 5. I believe this is the final issue. I don't believe it's supposed to go past issue 5, but could be wrong. I know this is the biggest issue with this book, limited to 2,500. It is tough to get this book. So looking for each issue, there have been second prints, third prints. It might just take longer to get it, but it is well worth the read. World of Darkness, Crimson Thaw is on to issue number 2 from Vault Comics, with a whole cast of writers telling this story in the vampire world that they've built. With a, I think, oops, no, I didn't want to add that to my wish list. What did I just add to my wish list? No, undo. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to edit that. I was trying to click on this. Josh Hickson doing the cover B there. Speaking of looking at this and looking at pool lists and wish lists and everything, you can set up a pool list with Aegis Comics of Alaska if you aren't a fan of your shop and your current situation with getting books. Essentially, you let them know that you want to set a pool list with them. You give them your email address. They put you into the system. You get added in, and you put your information in. Then you're all set up, and you can go through the catalog, add things to your pool list, add things that you just want to order a single issue, all from the easy button pushing of the Previews World catalog. Now, of course, that only goes for books that get ordered through Previews for them. So DC, you'd have to email them and let them know what you wanted. But if you are, if you want to order from their website as well, that information's down below. And I have a discount code with them. Save 15% with Sparks 15 there. And so, yeah, they're a great part of the community. They also have a YouTube channel that links down in the description below. So go check them out and see, they're a local shop in Alaska. So you can have your local comic shop wherever you want. I do go to my local shop here, Crescent City Comics, but I like to also support our friends up in Alaska with their shop. And so I buy some comics from them as well. So what's up, Astro Wizard in the house? Welcome in. Did you miss any great books? Well, we went through everything, so everything's a great book. For me, this is a new good one from Behemoth Comics, Popstar Assassin, issue number 1. It's coming out. Not All Robots. If you haven't been reading that, absolutely recommend picking that one up. Dead Box, if you missed issue 1, there's a second printing of that. We got Clans of Bellari, Beyond the Breach, issue number 4 from Aftershock. We've got the hardcover, Something's Killing the Children, Deluxe edition with the slipcase here. Only able to order that up until tomorrow. Eat the Rich, always great. Marvel-wise, Death of Doctor Strange, just phenomenal. Lots going on. Image, I think, this week. Vinyl, Time Before Time, Primordial. If you haven't read issue 1, go pick it up and read it. It's excellent. New one, set in the Philadelphia world, Nightmare. Got Me You Love in the Dark, 3rd printing of issue 1, made in Korea, number 5. I'm just kind of naming off some things that I like as I go. But yeah, lots on FOC this week. I feel like it's a bigger week for FOC. So you got to kind of make those hard decisions of which ones you want to keep reading, which ones get cut, unfortunately. So that covers everything. I do want to plug one thing for, let's see, Kickstarter. There we go. One thing before we go, we had on the channel the other night Travis Gibb, the writer, co-creator of this story, expired. It's on Kickstarter right now. I just dropped the Kickstarter link in the description or in the chat. But it has 42 hours to go. It met goal, but there's some stretch goals still coming up, and I would love that to get unlocked right there. Some backer goals that have been going on. Just lots of cool things that you can get with this one. It is a sci-fi fantasy story. It's great. There's a preview of it in here, and the preview of like 6-7 pages has me sold. Just checking that out. DC has a lot of Halloween type series coming. Yeah, there's Task Force Z, and then is it DC versus vampires or something like that. Matthew Rosenberg writing both of those. James Tynion got his hands in one of them. But yeah, definitely say go check out this Kickstarter if you're looking for something different to check out. If you want to become a character in a comic, that's something you can become too. But if you want to just check out a digital copy of it, it's $3 to back and get a digital copy. So for cheaper than a price of a comic, you get a comic. Yeah, Batman and Bigby. Issue 1 of Batman and Bigby should be out maybe this next week, I want to say. But issue 2 on FOC right now. Actually, look, we can see. You know what? It's not out this next week. No, it is. Here we go. Batman versus Bigby comes out this week for issue number 1, and then issue 2 on FOC due today. Yep. So that's what's coming up this week for DC books and the Scout books that Lunar is putting out. So it's down here. But yeah, that's some of these came out from Diamond already, including these Scout books that I'm seeing in here. But the release dates on those between the publishers is different. Who's the publisher of this? This is through Kickstarter that I'm talking about. So this is Travis Gibb is the writer. Orange Cone is his production studio. Yeah. So he's done a couple books that I've backed and read and really enjoyed. But buy-in for checking it out of $3 for a digital copy or $12. Actually, $10? $10 for a physical. So it's a cool world that's being built here. It's planned to be 4 issues. And he does know that he's talking, not on that book in particular, but on some of his other books, that he's been talking with some publishers to get his books published through a publisher that goes through like Previews World Diamond. So this is kind of the getting them on Kickstarter first before later they get published down the road. But that is it for today. Just wanted to throw that last plug in there for him. You can check out our stream from Thursday night where we talked to him about it. If you want to know more about the book, or go check it out at the link I dropped in the chat. But thank you guys for hanging out last hour and a half, 2 hours. Those that hopped in and are grocery shopping and listening, thank you, John. And thank you, John. We got all the Johns in here. Thanks, Astro Wizard. Catch the rewind if you want to catch everything we were talking about today. But yeah, that's it for me today. I am out of here, and enjoy your Sunday. And go check out Just a Rican and his comics in about 20 minutes over on his channel. Link should be down below somewhere. And he's doing a shout out show for some smaller channels on YouTube. So go check that out and check out some new channels. Have a great day, everybody.